I see you hiding. Ooh! Yes! He's a lot easier to spot when he's on fire. Oh, so close. Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. Guys, notice anything different about me? In between episodes, I was messing around with the skin files, and I changed my hair color, my eye colors, the tone of the skin, all to fit a little bit more with how I look. And I'm pretty pleased with the result. It even matches the lederhosen really well. I know. Looking around like this, I did see there's still a shirt where there shouldn't be shirts, so I have to dive back into it. But all in all, pretty pleased with this. Starting today on top of the church, because from there I can point out what the plan of today's episode is. I was looking around this, and basically all this area it's either occupied or planned, or I've plans for these things. It's becoming pretty full, which I think will be really nice when you walk around it. And buildings everywhere is definitely going to make the place feel nice and full, which is what I want from it. But today I want to include this area with sort of the village. Now I did mention that alongside this cliff I want to have a path to here, but I was thinking, okay, so what to do with it then? And now I have an idea. I want to make this sort of the industrial section of the village. Things that I don't know, you would place a little bit outside of the city center, perhaps. And I've shown it in a previous episode as well, and put it on the project board. That's where the project board is located, but. I need a smeltery, and I was thinking about what sort of building would fit that, and I think a blacksmith would actually really fit nicely with that. So I went ahead and designed one. I have a design ready for that, and that'll sort of serve as a smeltery for all kinds of things. I might go with blast furnaces, but probably regular furnaces, because I don't think blast furnaces you can do stone, etc. in there. And to be honest, it doesn't need to be the fastest or the hugest thing. I have around, I don't know, 10 furnaces set up in my house, and that has served me pretty well. So I definitely want to increase capacity from 10, but doesn't need to be like 250. And that's going to be, so the blacksmith is going to be the first building that we'll place here. Now, along with that, so with that smelter array, we'll also need fuel. So today, what I'll also be doing is build a bamboo farm. Now, I'll have to pick a good design for that. It definitely wants something that accumulates bamboo passively while I'm in the area, so it just grows and then chops when it reaches a certain level. But I think I also want to have a way to add bone meal to the bamboo to increase the speed. And bamboo, I think, is fairly fuel efficient. So you have 2 bamboo per item off the top of my head. So that means that if I have, say, only a few stacks to smelt, I don't need to worry about, I don't know, 1 coal being used to smelt only 1 item or something. So I want to clear out this area today, get started on the blacksmith, as well as the farm and the smeltery components of that, the bamboo farm, that is. Let's get into a time lapse, guys. I've been working quite a lot on this smeltery and blacksmith design, but I am really loving how this is turning out. So there's two main components to it: the sort of the decorative side and the functional side. Now, for the functional, I've hidden it all below ground, and I really like the idea of having the interface to the smeltery, having that above ground in this area. But that complicates so much below ground. So I'll get into those components separately. But let's start here. So I was playing around with sort of decorating this, and I came across sort of this color scheme thing. I really liked it, and then I started adding the sort of the items that are being worked on. So we have the forge here that is just lava and some shroom lights, a bunch of coal there with a shovel. I don't know, maybe there's some tongs and there's pickaxes that are being worked on. Here's your blacksmith's hammer, and here is a display of items that are being done, forged or have been forged or are for sale or something. And then here the chests, what we have is this is sort of the input chest, the items that you want to smelt go in here, and this is the output chest, the output of the furnaces come here. And I can actually show this. So there's a bunch of hopper minecarts below here, so the item transfer goes quite quick. And then we'll just have to wait a little bit, not too bit, and then we should hear the dropper elevator going off that brings the items back to us. There it goes. I don't know if you can hear it in the video finally, but I hear it, and I hear the baked potatoes going on there. So sort of a stack at a time will work. And I sort of tweak the whole system to handle whole stacks at a time. So it should be able to do less, I think, but it's for big jobs anyway. Now this chest over here with the bone meal label, this is to feed bone meal into the bamboo farm design here. I'll show these components separately, but that is another interface, and then you can tell the system to either be passive or to use a lot of bone meal. Yeah. But this is it at a whole. I think, well, for a first building at the industrial district or side of the village, I'm pretty happy with it. Placing all the interfaces outside makes this a little bit barren though, but what I want to do here, probably around here, is have a bunch of villagers, I suppose. Toolsmiths, I guess if we upgrade them, we can get some diamond tools from them, and that'll be really nice. So that's another thing that we can add in here. The main challenge for the smeltery design is to ensure that items get distributed evenly over a large number of furnaces without leaving any behind in the loading or unloading mechanisms. This is achieved by loading the system with a hopper minecart that runs for as long as there is at least a full stack of smeltable items in the inventory. The cart is sent off over 32 furnaces and drops one item into each of them on the way to the end and one item on the way back. So as long as there are only full stacks loaded into the system, everything should get smelted. The furnace array itself is fairly straightforward, with a hopper at the top to feed the smeltable items into the furnace, a hopper at the back to feed the furnace with fuel, and a hopper at the bottom to collect the smelted items. These smelted items are all fed into a single dropper elevator that leads them up to the output chest at the top. The whole system is fairly quiet at the moment because of a Vanilla Tweaks resource pack that I installed. This pack makes the minecarts, pistons and droppers a lot less noisy. The furnace array is fueled with bamboo, and I made this decision mainly because of fuel efficiency. I expect to sometimes only need 1 or 2 stacks smelted, so each individual furnace would only process a few items, and I didn't want to waste a lot of fuel. I also wanted a fuel source that would automatically replenish itself between smelting jobs while I'm in the area, and bamboo fit that as well. The bamboo farm itself is very basic. At the top there is a row of observers that will detect if a bamboo plant grows to that height. If it does, a pulse is sent down to the row of pistons that will harvest the bamboo. You usually see this design in a tiled fashion where every observer controls 1 piston. I wanted to save on observers, so I decided to control all pistons at once. You also usually see this setup with observers at about height 3, but I wanted the option to use bone meal on the bamboo as well, which grows the bamboo insanely fast. Now if there is no room to grow, the bamboo won't grow when bone meal is applied. This doesn't waste the bone meal, but does mean that dispensers are fired without any effect, so it takes longer to produce the bamboo. The stack of hopper minecarts on the left side of the screen carries down any bone meal I put in the chest up top. Another minecart distributes it over the dispensers, and the dispensers are triggered by a comparator clock that I can turn on and off with a lever up top. The items are collected by hopper minecarts, fed into multiple droppers and shot into the water stream. This is so the bamboo processing can keep up when the bone meal dispensers are running. The water stream leads the bamboo to the top, where it is loaded into a minecart that evenly distributes the bamboo over the furnaces, and this system is the same design as the minecart system that distributes the smeltable items. This system can also handle any additional fuel I deposit into the bone meal chest, as the dispensers will just shoot items out and the system will pick them up and deliver them to the fuel slots. I believe only lava buckets won't work this way. You couldn't really see the minecart loading system working very well in the replay videos, I thought, so I rebuilt it above ground just to demonstrate it better. It's based on the minecart being held into place by this wall as long as it is loading, and this detector rail measuring how full the minecart is. So I can demonstrate that working. The minecart being held, that is, and you saw the detector rail fire already. So it's sending a signal that there is a minecart on it. Now this comparator reads out how full the minecart is. And I think it's 1 signal strength per about 23 items in the minecart. Now, I'm sure there's some rounding off there. I haven't looked up the exact values. Now, that signal strength is sent into this comparator, which is in subtract mode, which means that this strength is subtracted from this strength. Now this is sort of the reference hopper. So what I've done here is I've added a reference amount of just filler items, in this case stone, and this is 69 items 3 times 23. So this is a signal strength of 3 and this is empty now, so it's a strength of 0. Now what this does is this keeps the piston extended here until there are 69 items in there. So if we just dump in, well, let's do that, then it's retracted and then it's sent there, and this, as soon as it gets to the detector rail, it detects there's enough items in there, so it retracts it again and it can keep going. So if you have enough speed, it should go up high enough to be held there. Now if I remove this again, then we'll see that the minecart is held again. Now how I use this in the system with full stacks is I just have 5 filler items. So I used stone as a filler, so I'll see there, and then we'll just do 4 items in there, and then it gets sent off. So this is quite a neat little trick. It is based, by the way, on a design that I saw Iskel85 use. He didn't really explain it in too much detail. It's one of his Hermitcraft videos where he does the loading system for the his industrial district as well. It's a neat little trick. The dropper elevators were also mostly hidden from sight in the video, so I rebuilt a small section so you can see it working in action. This is again very simple. At the bottom dropper, there's a comparator looking at if there's any items in there. It gets sent into a repeater which boosts the signal strength, and then this whole system is a clock with a little extension that is observed by this observer, and the signal is sent upwards basically to go along with the item. And the effect is a pretty cool disco thing. I could watch that for a long time. And they just pop up top there. Yeah, so 2045 in total. I had forgotten how loud this area was with a bunch of mobs in the chamber. It's insane. I already turned the hostile creature volume way down. One of the things I realized after a night of AFK is how slow the bamboo farm that I built is. And it's because there's only 8 stalks of bamboo, which really isn't a lot. So probably what I'll do is at some point build a bigger farm with maybe a flying machine that'll harvest just a big field of bamboo somewhere and feed this into it as sort of a passive system. But what I want to do in the meantime is just up the supply of bone meal. And I want to do that by turning this into an automatic system. Now, let's see how well this goes live, shall we? So what I need is the redstone box. It's fairly simple to do this. You just need a magma block and 2 pistons, and then I guess 2 buttons will do. So what I'll do here is, let's hope I can get in here like so. That is a properly oriented piston, and then one further even. Okay. Like so. And then like so. I will move this one over. Can I please have my piston? Okay, good. Oh no. There's water there. This is a recurring theme. There's no redstone here yet. Okay, that's good. Excuse me? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave this one over here, and I'll just move this one over a little bit. And let's hope there's no there is water over there as well. Why? So the answer to the question, how well can I do a modification on camera, is not very. I ended up having to move 2 water streams. Well, actually, I had to move 1. I tried moving this one up a little bit. It's possible, but that didn't help me. So I ended up moving the skeleton stream back a few blocks that way, and increasing the height of the drop as well, closer to 20. So they spent less time on the magma block. Now the principle of this system is really, really simple. You just have 2 blocks next to each other and 2 simple regular pistons, not sticky. And what they do is they just shift a block. So this is now a regular block, so you just take the fall damage and then they chill out on there. This is when you want to kill them, and if you want them to die automatically, then you do it like this. So they just stand on the magma block and die slowly. So that's really basic, and then I'll hide it away like this. And this is what it'll look like. And suppose I could do more decorating in this room. I'll do it at a later stage, probably. I've updated the item processing of the mob farm by installing a hopper track that leads the items over an item filter for bones, which get dropped in this stack of chests, and then just a stack of assorted other items. I didn't bother filtering out the arrows or the rotten flesh. I don't have an urgent need for either. Now, to prevent the system from clogging up, I've installed a dropper there that just shoots items out if any are in there. And you can see it through a window, because it's pretty cool if there's a lot of items being shot out and you see some are not landing on the cactus, which is, it's fine, they'll just despawn on themselves. There's also a window because I want to be able to capture on camera the moment when I inevitably drop my netherite pickaxe into this system by accident and it gets shot into the cactus and destroyed. And I appear to have made an accidental cactus farm. Cool. I've cleaned up the walls around the basement a little bit, removed all the other types of stone and the torches, replaced them with lanterns. Up here, same idea. I've also labeled the buttons. Nothing major, but this does make the room feel a little bit more complete. The illusion of a lot of attention to detail is destroyed instantly when you walk out here in just a normal cave. I have to install some sort of bubble fader to the surface as well, just to make it a little bit easier to get here, because at the moment the track is just walking through these caves, and I if I haven't been here for a while, I get lost in them again. We end the episode where we started it on top of the church overlooking the new blacksmith. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Really, really nice. I'll continue working on the things that I mentioned off camera, but for now what I want to do is update the map and update the project board. I think this map that now shows a nice new building. Oh, I actually quite like that. Cool. And here we have smeltery. Boom. Done. Oh, I forgot the last step, an idea that I had all the way at the start of this project, but completely forgot to implement. I wanted to add smoke for as long as this thing was smelting stuff. So I've complicated the redstone even more, but this chimney should start giving smoke as the items are smelting, and then when the items are done smelting, the smoke will stop. This should hopefully indicate that the smeltery job that I put in is still ongoing. I really hope this works. Okay, yeah, the smoke is going. The smoke is going. Is it gone? Maybe a little bit. And then we have items going into here. And the smoke has stopped. Oh, that is beautiful. I am so happy with this one. I want to thank you once again so much for watching, guys. If you have any tips or feedback, do feel free to leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel for similar videos in the future. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you next time.